Hi guys, this is Marius from Trademate Sports, bringing you the Trademate Sports podcast, and with me I have...
Alex, mate, back from London. Good week with Jonas, which was good. Lots of content coming on the way, so look forward to it.
Definitely going to be good. We had a great week over with Jonas, and will be cool videos from it.
And then I thought this week, mate, we could kick things off with a bit of chat about the January transfer window. We didn't really talk too much about it throughout the month, and it was a bit of a quiet one, but I thought we could recap how each of the big clubs went, some of the big signings and what we think about them all. So kick things off, Manchester United, biggest signing they made, 68 million for Bruno Fernandes all the way from Portugal. What did you think?
His stats are amazing. I think he's a really interesting player and quite unique in that he's a midfielder who scored 14 goals already this season with 10 plus assists. And he also had 20 plus goals in the league last season and also double figures in assists. So his profile looks pretty unique. His stats are pretty amazing, kind of like Frank Lampard-esque with a good shot and everything.
Yeah.
It will be very interesting to see how he adapts to the Premier League, whether he's able to get anywhere near to replicating those numbers, because if he is, then he's a tremendous success and that money is going to look like a bargain in the end. But he's going to get less time in the Premier League, and long shots really isn't the best way of scoring goals in general. The best teams tend to work themselves closer to goal to get higher quality chances. And he also probably needs to share the ball a bit more with his teammates at United, like Martial and Rashford, who also like to take shots rather than taking it all for himself. So there's a couple of factors here that we will just have to wait and see. But he does indeed look promising, and then I guess time will tell whether he's a success. But I don't really think it's a guaranteed bulletproof success. I think it will be necessary to see how he adapts.
Yeah, it is a bit of a risky one because he's 25, so he's not going to be given as much time as say like a 20-year-old would get coming into a new club, big club. So he's going to have pressure on him straight away, especially if he has first 5 games or so poor. But yeah, you need to give him time. Even if he has a poor rest of the season, I think you still have to give him more time, let him adapt. And at the end of the day, he's not even playing in a great team. So it's not like he's coming into a Liverpool or a Man City and give him the platform to flourish straight away. So yeah, mate, you got to give him a bit more time. I thought it was interesting that that Solskjaer started him on the weekend. I know they don't have too many options in midfield at the moment, but I think it's very, very interesting that he started him straight away because it kind of puts him under pressure straight away, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like he's being, moved into the team slowly or brought in off the bench. I think that's maybe what I would have done, brought him in, 20, 30 minutes left in the game, if need be, if you needed to score a goal or whatever. And just... give him a bit more time to settle because he's literally, mate, he was at the club, like, he only signed 3 or 4 days ago, I'm pretty sure, like, or at least, very close to that. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought the Solskjaer maybe threw him under the bus a little bit.
Well, I mean, they don't have that many options in midfield, and I guess I would rather be starting the guy who they hope is going to be the man for the next 5 years rather than starting someone who will be out of the club in the summer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Obviously, give him time, like you said, mate. Got to give him way more time. And then the other thing was the giving the jersey to the Wolves player at the end of the game, which I thought was very odd. I think that for me, I would be keeping my first ever Manchester United jersey to myself.
I'd frame it and put it on the wall if I was playing. That's for sure.
Exactly, and. I guess it is a footballing tradition to swap shirts with players or give your shirt to fans at the end of games, but considering it's his first ever Manchester United game at home to Old Trafford, I'd be keeping that one and, like you said, putting it up on the wall. So a little bit of disrespect maybe shown to Manchester, or not disrespect, or a little just not really caring too much about the massive club that you just signed for. I mean, Manchester United are like one of the biggest names in world football.
Yep.
And he just put that jersey on another player straight away. So it's, I don't know, if it was me, mate, and I just got handed my debut for Arsenal or you got handed your debut for Liverpool, I'd be, like you said, straight up on the wall.
Yeah, I guess in his defense, the player he swapped the jersey with was Daniel Podence, who just signed for Wolves. So it was his first game too, then, I guess. And if I remember correctly, they used to be teammates at Sporting before the whole all the players got attacked and by fans and managed to cancel their contracts. Besides Bruno Fernandes, so it is likely he just swapped mates with one of his best mates. And I wouldn't be too hard for him, but I do agree. Like, I would have done it differently if I was playing. Yes,
so it'll be very interesting to see how that one pans out, mate. Yeah. Second signing, they made a couple more signings, but the second big one they made was Ighalo, the African striker from China. Yeah, mate, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'll know the answer to this one from you, but it was a very, very strange signing, I thought.
I mean, this signing doesn't make any sense to me. Sure, it's good to have more numbers given that Rashford is injured, but you already have Martial. Rashford is going to be back hopefully before the end of the season. And then Mason Greenwood has done extremely well, and Ighalo is just going to steal game time from him. And of course, you don't want to burn out your youngsters and play them too much, but Mason Greenwood has not set a foot wrong so far and done anything to sort of justify getting less minutes. And with Rashford out, it could mean that he's getting more game time, and instead now he is likely to get less game time, which just doesn't make any sense to me for bringing in like a very short-term solution like Ighalo. Now, I want to point out one thing that could make this transfer make sense, but this is just speculation on my part. But Jim Solbakken, who used to be Solskjaer's agent and had had a close relationship over the years, Solskjaer also owned part of his agency company at one point, but he had to sell it out because there was a conflict of interest with him being the manager and coach for teams which signed Solbakken players. And you can't represent both sides of the team, or you can't represent both sides of the deal. And Solbakken's done a lot of like dodgy transfer work in the past. There's been times where he did represent both the buyer and the seller, like when Mambiram Diop moved to Manchester United. He's also done some business with Aneke, who is Ighalo's agent in the past. So it would not surprise me if somehow Solbakken managed to get a cut of this deal, which brought Ighalo to Manchester United, because he did represent all of the players which Solskjaer bought to Cardiff back in the days. So there's a bit of speculation from me, but I would not be surprised to see Solskjaer's good old friend Jim Solbakken like profiting from this deal.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting, mate. Some interesting Norwegian insight. I like that. Yeah. But yeah, you've got Martial there. You've got Rashford. He is injured, and then you've got Mason Greenwood. So I also thought that this might do a dent to Mason Greenwood's confidence to think, okay, Rashford's out with injury at the moment. So now I'm basically the second choice, or probably maybe start a few games with Martial who can play on the wing. So yeah, I'm a bit worried about what that might do to Greenwood's confidence going forward, and just in general, like even when Rashford comes back, then Ighalo is like basically fourth string striker, you would sense. So yeah, it's a very strange signing, and it's not even like, I mean, maybe if they'd gone out and signed like a world-class striker or someone that's going to actually add competition to the likes of Martial and Rashford, but it doesn't seem like Ighalo is going to do that at all. He seems like, I don't know, maybe they've just gone for an overly cautious approach in the worry that someone else is going to get injured, but I don't think this is really going to help them qualify for the Champions League or win the Europa League or anything like that.
It's a very short-term solution, and as we have said on this podcast before, I would much rather have played reserve team players in some of the cups rather than starting with the first team in every single game, which Solskjaer pretty much has done. And yeah, Rashford got like a stress injury in his back, so would probably have benefited from some rest instead of playing those games, and then they would have had a much better chance of getting a couple of extra points in the Premier League, which would have put them right up there with Chelsea now. And now they still have to chase, and then they bring in sort of another short-term solution to do that. And yeah, I wouldn't do it. I think it would have been better to give that game time to some of the young talents at the club. Just one more point about Ighalo, like he was the top scorer in the Africa Cup of Nations the last time, but now he's been third choice at the Chinese club behind a 31-year-old South Korean and a 33-year-old Colombian. So there is big question marks about just how fit he is and which how much of a contribution he's going to be able to make.
Yeah, third choice striker at a Chinese club.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems logical to go from there to Manchester
Definitely.
United.
Definitely.
It's a good fit. Good fit.